Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome, thank you so much for joining me. Today is Smash That Small Paper Pad, and this is put on by Deb Houck's Crafty Cottage. Thank you so much, Deb, for including me. This is a super fun collaboration because we take our small paper pads out of our stash and we use them up. You might see the same paper pad in 2 different videos from different people throughout the year. You might see little journals, cards, embellishments, all sorts of things, but the goal is we're not buying, we're using up our stash. I have found that some of the paper pads in my stash, I'm just not that excited to use, so it's getting harder and harder, and my stash is not declining, don't get me wrong. I just think maybe I overbought in the beginning, so I have too much. Today I made 9 cards out of a paper pad. Now, in my defense, it was 24 double sheets and there were only 12 left. I don't remember if I shared them or if it's because I bought it used. And then I went through, and some of you might be familiar with a flower called the passion flower. It's kind of weird looking, and clearly that's what this paper is about. These papers do not bring me joy. I did not want to use them. In my stash, there is plenty. There is no point in using paper that doesn't make me happy. I should give it to somebody else. I know that I could paint on this. I could collage with it. I could do all sorts of things. The backs are too geometric for me. I am not into those either. So I'm not saying that if you don't have much paper, you should just pick out the ones you don't like. There are absolutely ways to use this paper. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to let somebody else do it. Then these papers right here, okay, this one I had a miscut. I had an idea for a card. There were a lot of these border papers in this pad. This one I miscut, so I decided I'm going to use it in a journal instead, and I don't like the back. So these are things where I think I'm going to take this all, and this will be a little journal kit. So I'm not going to get rid of those, but they aren't working for cards anymore. I did have one big piece of ephemera left, which I like, but I think I'll just use it in a journal. And this is Le Petit Jardin. There wasn't necessarily a pattern or a theme. Some of these things I just really wanted to use. You Raise Kindness to an Art is a stamp in my stash. I used one of those border papers. I finally got a reasonable cut, so it worked. And then some wood pieces that I don't know where they originated from at this point. They're from a different collection. And I like wood, so I don't usually paint those. And they all have scraps or ephemera on the inside. This one, I layered up ephemera, so it's like collaged and layered on there. And then joy. And again, this was one of those border papers, and I was trying to figure out how to make it work. If I had a single flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk forever in my garden. This stamp has been in my stash for, well, it doesn't say, but I'm going to say easily 20 years. And I'm a big fan of it. And with all these flowers, I just thought it was wonderful. I love the colors in this paper and the card. I'm a really big fan of it. One thing I didn't like is even though these were florals, they were directional. If you look, these are like flowers growing out of the ground. It would have been a little weird. So I don't know that I noticed that when I was cutting my base papers for my card front. So that's why so many of them are horizontal. This one, thanks, and I put some iridescent paper underneath it. Not sure if it shows on the camera. I really loved this paper and wanted to showcase it, and the stripe just helped do that. Sending you hugs. I used a giant tag and then cut the end off so that it would be the right length and fit on the front. And this is a die that I borrowed from my friend, and I had some pre-cut, so I used it. And I do have a process video that I made. I haven't edited it yet, but I have high hopes for it. So I'm hoping to have a process video in a day or two, so you can see more of this if you want. Not a tutorial in any way, just my messy crafting. Sending you hugs. This paper had so much going on, I just didn't know what to do with it. This glitter paper is, I think, the close to my heart color of the year, the Bluebell. It's pretty close. It's not my favorite card ever, but I wouldn't be embarrassed to send it to you. I really like how this one turned out. I'm a big fan of this one, and I think I know who I'm going to send it to. Be happy. This was my scrap card at the end. I've done lots of videos on scrap cards, and I have them sometimes at the end of my videos. And I added just a little bit of washi because I had one solid and I was experimenting. If you watch the process video, you can look and see how I made changes to this card and which way you liked it better. I'm not convinced I should have put the washi, but it happened. This one, I fiddled with this one forever, but I had a great time. I wanted to use this green metal. I got it in Happy Mail at least a year ago, and I've used bits of it on things, and I like how this turned out in the end. I was struggling with these super busy papers that really didn't have, they weren't light colored, and they were so busy, and trying to figure out how to get my dies to show through on them, but I like this. And these flowers I made before when I was using brads, but I made them in these colors because I was thinking about this paper. This one, hot mess. It is collaged on here, but there just isn't enough separation for your eye, I don't think. I went back and took my white pen and added some more details to the flowers and went around the thank you. I will send it to someone or give it away, but it is definitely not my favorite card ever. I think also, I don't like these two tones back in here, this yellow and this browny green. I could have done without those. And I think in general, I need some white space, and these patterns were super busy. That's probably why I like this one. It lets me breathe a little bit. Some of the patterns in here were just absolutely scrumptious. Not that one. Like, I do like this pattern and the colors. I hope you like those cards. We are getting deep into the stash, so I am pretty proud about that. I have been pretty good, okay, except for my red, white, and blue spree several months ago, about buying 6x6 pads, but I got some more from my friend Noni. She kind of has a, hey, do you want to use these? And then, no, I don't think so. She says, okay, well, you keep them. I think the rule is once it goes in your room, it stays in your room. That's funny because some of them are pads I had before, too. Let me know which one of these you want to see for next month. Garden Party by Pebbles. This is 36 sheets, single-sided, super springy. Oh, there's bees in there. I didn't even notice before when I was doing bees. Really, really springy and fun. And then this one is Dancing Daisies by Wild Rose Studio. It's really nice too. These are thinner papers, a little different for me to work with, but lovely, lovely patterns. Leave a comment letting me know which one of those you want to see for next month, and that will be the pad. And I am trying to get a pad done. There for a while I was slipping, and this collaboration is very flexible. You don't have to do that, but I'd like to do a pad a month. And usually I use more of it. This one was kind of an odd one. Hopefully you tell me which one and we get moving. Be sure to check out the other videos. The links are in this description down below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're taking time for crafting and relaxing. Bye-bye.